All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tea with Doug G. If you haven't guessed, my name's Doug Gooden. And welcome everyone. And tonight I am joined by my incredible guest, Miss Daja M. Rice. Deja, welcome to the show. Why don't you take just a minute, let the folks know who you are, what you do, all that jazz.
Absolutely. So, hello, everybody. My name is Daja M. Rice. Like Doug has already said, I am a wife. I am an actor. I am an entrepreneur. I am a lot of things. But Doug and I know each other because I am also a third year MFA acting candidate at the University of Georgia. And so I'm super excited to be here with Doug and have some, wait for it, tea.
Let's do it. The virtual cheers through the screen.
Yes, cheers. Clink, clink, clink.
Yes, ma'am. Deja, welcome again. And let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it.
Let's get into it.
So, first question we have is from fellow undergrad student and a friend of the show, Miss Jessica Stromberg. Jessica wants to ask, what's your favorite project you've ever worked on?
My favorite project I've ever worked on is probably gonna be. I have a tie. Can I like?
Of course you can.
Okay, so my first favorite is Dreamgirls.
Okay,
because that's where I met my husband.
Very nice. We love a good showmance.
He put a ring on it. he liked it and he put a ring on it. And then my second favorite is probably Sister Act.
Okay, I love Sister Act.
That was like an extremely emotional show in so many ways I didn't even foresee it being, and it was just such a great theater moment for me. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love both of those shows so much. So very glad. Jessica, great question. I got to start off with. I guess I can also say my favorite project I've ever worked on. It's probably, from a directing standpoint, which granted I've only had one, it's Shrek. And then I just loved getting to work with that cast. It was incredible. And then from an acting standpoint, I think it's probably Chronicles of Narnia: Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Got to play a crotchety old beaver. Lot of fun. Royally messed up my knees, but we
love that.
We did it. So Deja, so I know that you have some questions for me as well. So why don't you hit me with one?
I do. My first question I wanted to ask is, how are you? How are you doing? And how have you been keeping yourself sane and uplifted during this crazy time we're in?
I think that's the question that everyone is really asking everyone now. Mm-hmm. I personally, I'm doing good. I've liked having something like this show that's given me structure every single week, because it's that one thing throughout quarantine that I was looking forward to every single week. And then now that we're back in school, I like, this is gonna sound terrible, but I like being stressed out again. I like being crunched for time. I sat down at my dining room table tonight and talked through my schedule for this week, and it took maybe 30 or 40 minutes.
Oh, wow. And you like that?
I do. I like having something to always do. I don't like being stagnant.
Wow. Okay. I'm not going to get too deep on you, Doug. Because I have questions about that. No, seriously, I just told someone the other day, I was like, my daddy's girl community. I told them, I was like, I really feel like I went from within the matter of like a week. I went from nobody really, requesting anything of me to everybody requesting everything from me. And it's like, oh God. Yeah. Leave me alone. Every time my phone goes off, I'm just like, stop.
Yeah. Now
No.
I now I will say that uh, to kind of adding on to what I already said. As far as keeping sane during quarantine,
Uh-huh.
uh, one thing is that I kind of learned what to do in those moments when you don't have something going on. So like
Yeah.
took some time to actually like develop a quiet time, which took me 21 years, but like I developed like a quiet time for every
Good
day.
for you, Doug.
You know, uh, learn what to do in those moments when the world is shut down.
Yeah. Because I think people during this time, we've had to kind of face the fact that we are not what we do.
Hmm.
We're just not. We are so much more than what it is we do every day.
Hmm.
And I think that if people would just be still long enough, my worship pastor, he says, you be still long enough, you will realize that and learn to embrace it and learn all of these beautiful things about yourself that you would have never known if you would have just always been on autopilot, just going, 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 right? So
Yeah.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful that has happened for you during this time.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you. Uh, well, first of all, great question. Second of all, this is actually a question from me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
It's all
So,
right. Sip your tea, Doug. Sip your tea. Take your
uh,
time.
but yeah. So you kind of already brought it up. You said you were an author. You mentioned your Daddy's Girl community. So, for the people who unfortunately don't know, what is Daddy's Girl? What is that project? Let's just lay it out for the folks. What is it?
Yes, let me first say that Daddy's Girl started off as just a book for me, right? So I am one of the many young ladies in the world who unfortunately grew up in what they call a broken home. My parents, my mom, my dad, they separated when I was 8 years old. And then from that age, I grew up without my biological father in the home with me. And so when you grow up, in a broken home, you can also grow up feeling like you are broken, like
Mhm.
you are a broken individual. And so I matured enough, thankfully, that I was able to not only mend my broken relationship with my father, my natural father, but I was also able, through my faith, I am a proud, proud, proud Christian, a child of
Yeah.
God. I'm very proud of that. It's just been, my entire identity, right? So, through Christ, I was able to mend my broken relationship with my natural father, and then also mend the brokenness that was on the inside of me too, right? And so I decided to write a book, starting out thinking that, oh, I'm going to write this book to help other girls who have grown up in a broken home know that there is healing, there is freedom, there is redemption if you just take responsibility for
Yes.
your own story. And then, like God always does, he was like, "Oh, so you think you finished? You think you wrote a little book and now you finished, right?" Because Doug, that's the way God speaks to me.
Yeah. Yeah. He works in mysterious ways, but he
He does.
he knows how to get your attention too.
Oh yeah. Listen, that's the way God speaks to me. God, you know how they show it in the movies where like God is like talking over you, like
Uh,
that's not the way God talks to me. God be like, listen, little girl, like let me help you. Let me help you real quick. So he was like, oh, you think you wrote your little book and you done? No, you're not done, sis. And it has really become a ministry tool because what God revealed to me was Romans 8:15. He said that you have no longer received the spirit of fear again to bondage, but you have received the spirit of adoption, that you are a child of God. And because you are a child of God, you are living in the unlimited identity of God. And so when he told me that, I was like, oh, I'm not only a daddy's girl because I have a relationship with my natural father, I'm a daddy's girl because I have a relationship with my heavenly father. And that's
Amen.
what that's about. It is an initiative. It is a movement that is solely purposed for the reconciliation, restoration, and reestablishment of the father-daughter relationship, both natural and spiritual. That's what daddy's girl is.
Amen, Deja.
Amen, God.
Amen. I just love seeing people get really amped up about what God's doing in their life, but also, you know, what they've been able to do because of it. I love seeing your passion for it. It's amazing.
Oh, praise God.
It's also very refreshing and encouraging.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, man. To God be the glory. And I'll be honest, like somebody asked me over the weekend, they were like, "Oh, Deja, like I see the things with Daddy's girl going really well." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's God's passion and it's becoming mine."
Yeah. Amen.
How many of us can say that? Like, "Oh, what I'm doing is God's passion and it is becoming mine." Because listen, you know, our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. And if I had it my way, maybe I'd be doing something different. But I'm so glad that I'm on the right side of purpose. I'm so glad that I'm literally doing what God has called me to do, whether it was a part of my plan or not. Right. So yeah, I'm glad that you can feel the passion there because it's developing. It's developing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, yeah, I don't really have a segue for that.
Let me ask you a question, Doug.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So let me ask you this. So you are an artist as well.
Yes, ma'am.
How has this pandemic, because you know, y'all don't forget we in a pandemic.
Amen.
Don't let politics distract you from that. We are a part of a whole pandemic right now, and so much has been going on. How has this pandemic challenged or even inspired your artistry?
Yeah. So that's a great question. You know, about a month into the pandemic, I genuinely did not know what I was doing with myself because, you know,
Wow.
I had jobs that had been lined up. I had been ready to do all these great things over the summer, and it was just gone in an instant.
Wow.
And you know, I felt this need. I was like, I've got to do something. I need some sort of outlet. And my mom, you know, Miss Heidi Gooden, lighten up the chat as always.
Hey, hey, girl.
She gave me a call and she said, "Well, you know, I know that you're struggling, and I know other people are struggling. Why don't you do just a fun little dance video?" So I just did a video of me dancing, and you know, it wasn't for any purpose other than I needed to put a smile on my face. I wanted to put a smile on someone else's face.
I love that.
And then we started doing a couple dance videos, and then a friend of mine from Oklahoma, I saw him do a live chat where he just talked with everyone on Instagram, and he called it Tea with Jackson. I said, "I'm going to steal your idea." And then we got to where we are now with Tea with Doug G. You know, it was that need. I was like, I need to do something that A, puts a smile on my face, but B, you know, just lets people kind of forget just for a little while. You know, I get that we're in a pandemic. I get that these are absurd times that we are living in, politically, socially, everything. And I just wanted to give people just a little bit of time just to step back, laugh at some dumb jokes that I made, or you know, just have a break from that.
Right. Because that's who you are. Outside of what you do, that's who you are. You are joy. You are. And listen, I'm not just saying this like, you know, some empty comment that people say to encourage people. No, I've been around you, Doug. I've done a whole. Wait, have I only done one production with you? I feel like I've done two.
So you technically have done two. I was y'all's lighting designer for Farces.
Okay.
Um,
I'm like, I feel like I was around you more than just, one production. But yes, I mean, you just have such an infectious energy and joy. That's what I think about when I think about Dougie Fresh
thank
is
you.
just it's just walking, talking, living, breathing joy. And so I'm so glad that you decided to look at the bright side of this moment that we're in, because it's just a moment, you guys. That part. It won't last forever, but I'm so glad people like you, Doug, have used this moment to share who you are with the world. Right? That's
Well,
beautiful.
well, seriously, thank you so much. Dear Lord, Deji. Mm. Deji, I'm gonna ask you questions, so I will have to talk for just a minute. Okay, so Deja, you've really been around the block in terms of work, both theatrical and entrepreneurial. I mean, you've kind of run the gambit every way possible. Um, and Rachel Witzel, she asked
Hey,
what
Rachel.
what's your best advice you can give as someone who's already graduated from college at the undergraduate level? What's your best advice for a soon to be alumni or alumnus?
Um, don't be in a race with yourself.
Hmm.
Don't race yourself. Like, literally just be present. And some people believe in God's timing, others don't. But I say, for those of you who do, just trust God's timing. For those of you who don't believe in a higher entity or a higher power source than yourself, I would still say don't race yourself, because you have so much time. You have
Yeah,
so much time. And really, 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 time is on your side. I think that put being purposeful above everything else. Just remain purposeful. And as long as you remain purposeful, as long as you remain true to what it is you have been designed to do in the earth, you'll be fine. Don't worry about if it doesn't make a lot of money right now. Don't worry about if it's what you thought you should be doing right after college. Just be purposeful. Just do what I'm just going to say it because it's what I believe. Just do
yeah.
what God has given you to do. That's it. That's it. I guess I could tell my little story. When I graduated from undergrad, I wanted to go to graduate school right after undergrad. Not because I really, really had a reason to go to graduate school right out of undergrad, but because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I had seen other people do it that way. So I thought, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I put all my eggs in one basket. I was like, oh, I'm going to this graduate school. And they didn't want me. I did like 3 different auditions with them. They didn't accept me. Right. When I tell you, I was toe up, Doug, I was no good. I was no good. So then I got a job. I'm about to say something, so I don't know if I want to disclose where I got the job at. I didn't want that job.
Yeah.
I got a really great
completely fair way to do it.
I got a really great opportunity to go on tour. If you check out my resume and my website and stuff, you'll see what company I'm talking about. But I got a really great opportunity to go on tour with this company, and I did not want to do it because it wasn't what my plan was. It wasn't how I saw my post-undergrad experience. And so I really, really, really did not embrace that experience the way I should have, even though the experience had its ups and downs for real. Like, a lot of the ways that I felt while I was on the road, I was justified in it. However, I was not justified in not embracing that experience for what it was for me in the moment. And so that's why I'm telling you guys, do not be in a race with yourself. Just be purposeful. Just be present. Why? Because if you are not present, if you do not accept God's plan for you in the moment, you will end up wasting an experience. You will truly end up wasting an experience. And God doesn't waste experiences. Mm-hmm. Everything works for our good.
Absolutely.
Even the bad stuff, even the stuff that doesn't feel good to you, it works for your good. So don't be in a race with yourself. Just embrace every experience, the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, the pretty, the ugly, the in between and indifferent. Just be present. That's what I wanted to.
Good deal. Well, amen, Deja. Um, uh, say that again.
I didn't say anything. I just laughed.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my connection was kind of faltering just a little bit.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right.
But we're good. We're good. Yeah, great question, Rachel. So yeah. So Deja, I mean, I'll let you. I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Yes. Okay. So, this is a good question. It's good. So we're talking about being present in the moment, not being in a race with yourself. So artists, we evolve over time. Like we might start out being passionate about one thing and it may change. Have you already experienced that? Like, what is your artistic vision for yourself and how has it been evolving?
Yeah. Man, these are really good questions. So coming out of high school, you know, I thought I had experience doing theater. I had virtually nothing. That's not to say anything about the drama department at my school. I mean, my drama teacher, Pay worked. She was phenomenal. But I mean, you know, I didn't know. I didn't know what I was getting into. So, you know, I came in, you know, I was thinking I'm going to come in guns blazing. You know, I'm going to be the actor. You know, I was going to stop doing this silly comedy stuff. I'm going to focus up and I'm going to do dramatic roles. I'm going to learn Shakespeare.
That's the only way.
Yeah. Wait. Starting to lose you just a little bit, Deja.
Wait.
Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back. You're good. But yeah, you know, that was the mindset that I came into, and you know, auditioned with the department auditions. I'm pretty sure I did a Next Act audition. Pretty sure I did some kind of Thalians audition, and it was just nothing. And what I wound up getting an audition for was a children's theater troupe, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do children's theater. I mean, that's nothing. I mean, it's kids, and if I had not done that show, I don't know how long I would have stuck with theater as my major, because it was just refreshing to just say, stop being so serious. Like you love doing this work, just enjoy doing the work. You don't have to try and win an Oscar with your next performance. Just enjoy doing the work, have fun with it. And you know, as I've gone on, you know, that's really what I've started looking for, is what will I actually enjoy doing? You know,
that's it.
Yeah, you know, whether it be do improv for a little bit and just make a whole group of new friends, crack some jokes, or if it's start a live show. I mean, just do what you think. Just doing what I think I would have fun with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was saying previously, you know, quality questions coming from you, Deja.
I'm glad.
Okay. So, okay. So this kind of ties back to an earlier question that I had asked. Okay. Haley Vaughn, another friend of the show, she was wanting to know, what is your favorite song that you've performed on stage? I mean, I would imagine it's if I had to guess, I would guess probably Dreamgirls or Sister Act. I would guess it's probably one of those two. But I'm always up for surprises.
My song that to perform on stage. Okay, so I am gonna choose a song from the theater, but I'm a church girl too. I hate saying that. I'm a church girl.
Yes.
but yeah, I'm a church girl. I'm a church girl too. So
Yeah.
I sing a lot of songs on a stage. But from the theater, huh, 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 probably was the title track in Sister Act. Probably was that one. And I remember the last night of that show, I told you that show was just like ridiculously emotional for me, especially the last night. And I remember the last night we performed, and I literally started crying during that song, and almost forgot the words. I was just overwhelmed with emotion. But yeah, I mean, it became a really personal experience for me doing that show with that group of ladies. And so, yeah, that song hit a little different that night.
Yeah. Well, first of all, love that song. Love that show. But you're right. You are also a church girl. And I think Rachel Hoover actually has you kind of covered for that, because she sent in a question that said, if you had to make a worship playlist with your staple songs, what songs are on that playlist?
Okay, so the songs that I have been singing a lot lately are "Open the Eyes of My Heart." I've been singing that song a lot lately. And I love hymns, so "I Surrender All."
Yes.
And then also I really love there's this group called Woe Worship, and they redid Shayna Wilson's Lift Your Name.
Okay.
And so that song as well, the Lift Your Name, the remix. So yeah, those three songs have been my songs in this season. Around the house, I just start singing those songs randomly.
Yeah. Well, awesome. It's interesting that you brought up the hymns as well, because I feel like throughout this season, the hymn "Be Thou My Vision," that's been something that's really been speaking to me.
Wow.
Going back to what you were saying, just kind of focus up on what God's calling you to do, and also let him do what he's gonna do.
Yeah. We often, when we sing hymns, sometimes in church, we sang hymns a lot without the hymn book in the church that I really grew up in. And so I never knew that in "I Surrender All" there was a verse that said, "Worldly pleasures all forsaken, take me, take me, Jesus, take me now."
Yeah.
And that thing hit, oh my gosh. I was just in here like a bucket of tears, man. Cause I was just like, man, that's heavy. That's a heavy declaration to make. Yeah. But it's so necessary. It's so necessary. It's like, yeah, God, nothing else matters. Take everything about this world that I love so much, if it takes precedence over you, if I idolize it over you, take it, and then after you take it, take me, because I surrender all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the hymns, man, the hymns, bring the hymns back, man.
People sleep on hymns. People sleep on the hymns, and they forget that there's a reason. There's a reason that they've been sung for centuries now.
Listen, they have stood the test of time, huh?
Man. Okay, Daja, I'm gonna let you take it one more time.
Question. All right, let's do something else. I want to know, Doug, what's a hidden talent that you have?
Okay. All right. So, not a lot. I used to be more upfront with this, um, especially in high school because I like to show off. Uh, but I am not. I'm not a stranger to occasionally finding a song that oh wait, I lost you, Deja. Oh my gosh, I lost you. Hold up, just a second, folks. Hold up. We're gonna get her back. Hold on, just a second. We interrupt this interview. All right, there she is. There she is.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's all good. It happens. You know, we've been due for a good technical difficulty on this show.
Oh gosh, sorry guys.
It's okay. Okay, so going back to your question, what's a hidden talent? So in high school, I really got into the French language, and it's not to say that I've completely let it slip. I certainly cannot speak in fluent French anymore, but what I have done on occasion is I'll find a song that I really like, and I will learn that entire song in French.
Wow. You gotta sing me one, Doug. You can't make statements like that and then not demonstrate.
I will sing a little bit from Let It Go, and then we'll probably go on.
Hold on, wait. I'm about to have you on my IG story. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on.
All right.
Go ahead, Doug.
Libéré, délivré, je dis... Oh man, I just missed it.
You were flowing though.
I've never had to sing on my own show, Daisha.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. The most I know of French is bonjour, comment allez-vous?
Beauty and the Beast also will give you a pretty decent little way into that, you know, just have half the words in the opening song be bonjour.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, great question, Deja. Thank you for putting me on the spot.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You know,
I got you, man.
You know, there's something to be said for keeping friends and fellow artists humble constantly.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So yeah. All right. Well, Deja, I'm gonna ask another question, and then I'll let you ask another question, and then I've got one that I want to close on.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah. All right. So Amberly Harris, friend of the show, fellow undergrad, she wants to know what role in theater, whether it be musical or in a play, what's one role that you identify with the most? Like, if you had to pick one role out of all the plays, all the musicals, what's one that you identify with the most and why?
Mine has to be Lydia Diamond's adaptation of The Bluest Eye. Mm-hmm. And it's the role of Claudia McTeer. I know, don't laugh at me, y'all. I know she was an 8-year-old little girl. But she reminds me so much of myself. I don't know if she reminds me of myself when I was 8, but she definitely reminds me of myself now. She just questioned and challenged everything, you know, and for good reason. She saw things that weren't just. She saw things that weren't right, that weren't moral, and she questioned those things. She even questioned adults, even questioned authority, you know, so that she could get to the bottom of what was right and what was wrong, what was just and what was unjust, you know. And I just think that she's like, I don't know about spirit animals, but she's my spirit character.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with that play, so I'll give that a look.
Yes. Listen, I don't know if I should say this. I've been trying to get UGA to do it, but you know, whatever.
Well, you know, hey, maybe they'll see this and they'll be like, yeah, we'll do it.
Ciao. I'm graduating in May. Have fun.
Oh yeah, that is true. I'm also graduating in May.
Listen,
so
have fun. Tell them, Doug. Have fun.
This
We out of
literally
here.
does not benefit either of us.
We out of here, brother.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, Deja, I'll let you hit me with the question. Okay.
All right. So, if you were to encourage anyone with one quote, what would it be?
I've got to pull this up so I can properly quote it.
Yes.
This was shared with me this past week as I was getting ready to help hold auditions for the MP Theater.
Mm-hmm.
This was shared with us by our director, and I cannot for the life of me find it. So give me just a second. Here we go. Okay. All right. To quote David Tennant as Doctor Who, from the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there is more to see than can ever be seen. No, wait, that's Lion King. But the point still stands.
Yeah. More to do than can ever be done. It's true, though. It's true.
If that doesn't sum up,
that's life.
Personally, for me, I feel like that sums up my attempts to just encourage people or inspire to a certain extent. Try and learn from the wisdom that has been taught to me before, and then misquote it halfway through.
Yes, absolutely. I was just laughing with someone the other day when they were talking about like people like quote songs and say like the Bible says, and it's like the Bible didn't say that. Like the Bible says in the circle of life. It's like that's definitely Lion King, but okay, be great.
My personal favorite is when people think that when people quote the Bible and they're quoting Shakespeare.
The Bible says Jesus said that all the world's a stage.
Yes.
and no. Jesus never said that all the world was a stage.
Yeah.
But Jesus didn't say that.
Well, Deja, we've had a phenomenal conversation, and this is the last.
So fun, man. This was so fun.
I have one last question for you. Okay.
Okay.
So Deja, I just want you to know, like, I find you to be such an inspiration. You're a phenomenal performer, and you are so strong in your faith. In the time that I've been at UGA, something I've really struggled with is, how do I do this work that I really love, while staying in touch with my faith, never doing something and saying, this is what I'm called to do. And really it's just my own ego saying,
right.
No, you just really want to do it. So Deja, how do you find work that, aligns with both your artistic vision, while also, staying in line with your Christian beliefs?
I consult God, and I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to look for a clever way to say this, but I'm gonna just say it.
Yeah.
I put God's opinion over what I do, over everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
That is the last say. It really is. His opinion about what I do is held in high regard over my own opinion, over my mentors' opinions, over my colleagues' opinions. over the industry's opinions. Why? Because God doesn't see me in my present. God literally is seeing me years and years and years from now. And he knows exactly what he has planned for me down the road if I stay on the path that he has me on. Literally, do you still have me?
Yeah, you're here. You're here. You're here. Wait. Your audio just cut out. Your audio just cut out. Oh my gosh.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Wait. Your audio is cutting out.
Okay. One minute.
All right. Yeah. Take just a second. All right, we're gonna get her back in just a second, folks. All right, here we go. Okay, you're back.
All right, if we do anything outside of the will of God for our lives, we have to use our own ability and strength to maintain it. Whatever we do for Christ will last. Why? Because we have his sufficient grace to make it last. Doug, I don't know about you or anybody else, but I want to last. I'm not just here for today. I'm not just here for a moment. I am here to do something that's going to even far surpass my physical existence on this earth. And so in order to do that, I absolutely have to do it God's way. That's just that on that. God has the last say. That's it. And how do we know, and I want to say this, how do we know what God's opinion is about what we do? It's in his word.
Yes, ma'am.
It's in his word. His word is a light unto our path, a lamp unto our feet. And so it's in his word. That's how you know what God's opinion is. That's it.
Yes, ma'am. Amen. Well, Daja, I think that is a phenomenal note to end on. Man, Daja, I knew this was going to be a great episode.
Fresh.
Dear Lord.
On, man. And I want to commend you for doing this. I really do. Thank you for being a light during this time. Thank you so much, man.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you haven't already, go check out Daja. Check out the Rice's Enterprise, which is the company she runs with her husband, Jonathan. Check them out because they are some awesome people doing some phenomenal work. Daja, thank you so much for being on. Well, look, everyone, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will see y'all next week. My name is Doug Gooden, and this has been The Tea. I'll let Daja finish. Y'all have a great night.